Okay.
Quiet, please, on the set.
Pushes buttons and tells us to go.
1, 2, 3, rolling. Good.
Okay.
Catch.
Nice.
Sweet.
Oh, love. Right, are you ready? Oh, we'll get into it.
My dad said, you can do anything. You can even bend a spoon with your mind. And I was like, wow. Tried it. Didn't nail that one, but you know, you think if you've got a good dad, you think what he says is gospel. So I thought I could do anything.
I don't have a kind of a moral or a kind of hierarchy of beauty, this more beautiful or that more beautiful. I mean, people go on about nature, oh, the beauty of nature, where I can walk down and sort of get a kick out of the way a lamppost goes into the asphalt on the side of the road, you know what I mean?
What scares me? Nothing really. I think as I'm getting older, death, illness, growing old enough to see my kids grow into the people that they want to be. So I think the only thing that I have fear of is the unknown.
It's not about what I impart to my family or my children, but more about what they keep teaching me. You know, to allow your hands to get muddy and dirty, you know, and to just sometimes, you know, just take that risk.
Always a lump in the throat and a deep sort of, you know, pull in the stomach that was just pure emotion. I'd hear a piece of music and it would just be like being at a funeral. But I loved it and I craved it. It was, you know, that feeling. It's a feeling of great melancholy, but joy and uplifting at the same time. You get transported by the music, and I wanted to be somebody who could transport people.
It's all G'day Pine Tree, or that's Colin Meads, you know, they yell out to you. And it's just nice to be in Tikawiti and be Colin Meads rather than the All Black. Go to the club and no one shouts you any beers, you've got to buy your own or shout them. You go to Auckland, everyone's shouting at you, well, most of the time.
The accident was never sort of brought up when we were young, when I was younger, and I never really needed to know because I just thought of myself as everyone else. But the biggest moment for me of closure between us was in Beijing, and I won my first gold medal. And Dad's quite he's a hard-ass man, you know, he came from that era of he had to work for himself, he didn't have the best upbringing from his stepfather, and he's a challenging old bastard, really. He cried, and he's never cried before, or I've never seen him cry, and he shed a tear in the stands, and I just looked at him when I was listening to National Anthem, and it's a moment that can never be taken away, and it's a moment that was closure of what happened between us.
I don't want cricket to define me as a person in 50, 60 years' time. These stats don't go on a gravestone, you know. It's, to me, I've had a great career. I was born with a bit of a talent in cricket. Hopefully I've showed my kids that you can maximise that through hard work and sacrifice and dedication. It'll be great to be able to now head into another walk of life, start from the bottom again, build your way up and become a success at that.
I kind of have a saying when I go training and I do my farm run at home, I'm never allowed to decide how long I'm going or what kind of course I'm going to go when I'm running uphill. I'm only ever allowed to decide that if I'm like running downhill. And also you develop these little idiosyncrasies, like if I ever stop running up a hill, I go back to the bottom and do it again.
Just get enough time to lie on your back and stare at the blue sky and imagine and dream, because that's where you'll land. If you dream about it and you care about it enough to devote enough of your mental contemplation of it, then you will achieve it. I've never met anyone, I can guarantee there's nobody who hasn't dreamed of something that they haven't achieved. And I mean dream it, not fucking think about it, but actually passionately dream about it and want it.
The people use the phrase life is a level playing field. I passionately believe it isn't. And when I became aware of that, it was this kind of moment of illumination that probably took place over a relatively short time, weeks or months, and it's absolutely altered my life. And I think probably I was sentient enough and old enough, maybe 14 or 15, to feel slightly embarrassed about the fact I hadn't realised it before then.
And the one thing that I learned about boarding school, I guess, that
is that you never steal and you never lie. And those are two things for me that, you know, I can't work. You know, I was born with a really serious, a good quality conscience, and I think that serves me really well. But two things in life that I really hold true is that you don't lie and you don't take something that's not yours.